welcome to another episode of Stace and Barry in the morning. My name is Barry, and I'm... nothing rhymes with fucking Barry. Shit.
There's got to be some things that rhyme with Barry.
Barry in the morning. His name is... No. Stace and Barry in the morning. He carries... No, it's gone. No. So, yeah,
try again next time.
This isn't a musical episode of Stace and Barry in the morning because I've got no lyrics and I cannot sing. But what I can do is bring you some geek fun, some geek news, and some geek tunes over the next 30 minutes or so with my morning co-host, Stace, or Stace Bob, or Claudia, as she likes to be called sometimes.
Do I? When?
Of course you do, Claude.
Claude? No, well, I definitely don't like Claude. I don't think.
Claudia. Sorry, Claudia.
I will accept Stace and Stacey. Never stay. That's a command for a dog. Only my sister can get away with calling me Stay, and I still don't really like it. So I've just spilled all of my secrets to the world, and now everyone's going to call me Stay. Ah, bollocks. Didn't think this through, did I?
Only artists will do that.
Well, the world's full of them, though, eh? There are plenty of those around, but none of them are listening to this show because all of our listeners are great. I've decided. I don't know what accent that was or why it happened. And I'm a bit sorry. Hello, yes, welcome to Stace and Barry. I'm Stace, that's Barry. How you doing, B?
I'm doing good. Doing very good. The Nijmobile has passed its first MOT. So that's my first rite of passage. Well, it's not my first rite of passage as a new driver. My first rite of passage was actually passing my driving test.
Yeah.
But, Nijmobile's passed its MOTs with flying colours. So now I can turn my attention to getting an ejector seat fitted and possibly some machine gun headlights.
Right.
No rush, though.
Fair. That's fair. Can you get like a catapult that like whips, objects at people?
I mean, I could get that. It feels somewhat boring.
Boring?
Well, I mean, compared to an ejector seat and, like, the aforementioned machine gun headlights and a catapult.
Too. Because, like, if your machine gun headlights ever run out of ammo or whatever, you can just, like, I don't know, wang a load of garbage at someone's head. That'd suck if you was that person's head. Surely.
To be fair, I could just pull up next to someone and just throw a cabbage at them.
I mean, you could, yeah.
I don't know why cabbage was my go-to missile choice.
I feel like if ever there's been a scene in a film or a TV show where there's involved like some sort of rubbish happening, there's always a cabbage or a lettuce.
Isn't it though? What's that about?
People are just throwing away wholesale cabbages and lettuces, but they are stripping them down to the leaves first.
Yeah.
So like,
stop doing it.
Yeah, stop it. It's food wastage. That is a lovely little bunny rabbit would eat that.
Yeah, this is why we have climate change problems, people.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Stop throwing away your lettuces, you climate ruiners. We've gone well off piste already.
We haven't even been drinking.
No, we're just both really tired, and that's turned us loopy, I think. I stayed in a hotel in London over the weekend that was like, it's the hub, and the rooms are teeny weeny, but they're really comfy, I tell ya. And the rooms were teeny weeny. It was literally just like a bed and a shower and a toilet. Not all in, like obviously the toilet and the shower were partitioned off. But what it didn't tell you is that the aircon would make a sound like this every couple of minutes. And then, so you had to turn it off overnight, but then also that there was no openable window in your room, so you just slowly roast to death.
Wow.
So I did not sleep well, or at all, really. And I haven't caught up. So, thanks, London.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, London. Fuckers.
Yeah. I'm going back there this weekend as well. What am I doing? To the same hotel.
For God's sake. Well, I've got no sympathy for you then.
It's cheap though, eh? And I'm poor.
Yeah, obviously it's cheap because you're sleeping in an oven.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll get a room this time where the aircon doesn't make a sound like it's about to chew on your face. It did sound like it was possessed by demons. Anyway, shall I do some... segment? Yeah, shall we? yeah, cool, blimey, that went high at the end, didn't it?
Thanks, Claudette.
Shut up, man. I don't like that one. No offence to any Claudias, Claudettes, Claudes out there. It's just not. It's not for me.
Okay, I was just trying it out. I was just taking it for a walk. It didn't work, so you know.
If I'm honest, I don't particularly like the name Stacey, but I can't come up with anything better, so I've just kept it.
Suggestions for a new name for Stacey? Email staceandbarry at gmail.com. I don't even know if that's our email address. I've suddenly forgotten our email address.
But like a version of my name still has to only be one syllable, so it'll still fit the song Stace and Barry in the morning. Yes. Hey, let's do a segment though. That's what we were doing.
Go on.
We were doing a segment. I've talked a lot, so I'm going to throw this at you. What's your pick of the fortnight be?
My pick of the fortnight, I finished this last night. We kind of binged this, as cool kids say. We binged it. This is a show off Apple TV called Hijack. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it, yeah, but I've not watched. I've not seen any of it. Although I believe it has Idris Elba in it, so that's tempting.
Yes. Well, hopefully what I have to say about it will tempt you even more. So excellent. I will read the blurb in my best Hollywood voice. When Flight K-29 is hijacked during its 7-hour journey from Dubai to London, corporate negotiator Sam Nelson tries to use his professional skills to save everyone on board. Starring Idris Elba, Archie Punjabi, Max Beasley, Ben Miles, Eve Miles, and some name that I can't pronounce, so I'm just going to move on. Hijack.
All right, simmer down, Batman.
No, I honestly, Bats, I don't know how you do it, mate, because my throat's like a razor blade now.
Honestly,
yeah.
I could never be a superhero because I think I've got a really noticeable voice, and I would be like, "Hello, I'm sorry, lads."
Like Stace, wah wah wah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hijack. Yes.
Hijack.
So I went to watch this begrudgingly because Sue had sort of said, "Do you want to give Hijack a go?" And I was kind of like, because some of it had already been spoiled by Gogglebox. God damn you, Gogglebox! Brilliant. But she'd heard from a couple of her friends, and so had I, to be fair, that apparently it's supposed to be really good. So I was like, I do love Idris Elba anyway. Mm-hmm. And so we stuck it on, and what I'll say in the front is basically it does have every cliche that you could think of in a Hijack film bundled into this show. I think it's 7 episodes, 7 or 8 episodes. But it's the acting. The performances are brilliant in it, especially Idris and the main sort of hijacker guy who I've seen in a couple of things and looks like really back in the day. If they ever did a reboot of the Sweeney, he'd either be Regan or he'd be one of the criminals. That would be going, "I ain't saying nothing till I got my brief, you filth." But yeah, it is really good. It reminded me of, did you ever watch way back in the day a film called Passenger 57 with Wesley Snipes?
No.
Put that on your list.
Educating Stace.
Put that on your list because that has a proper.
I've already forgotten
line.
What you said it was called.
Passenger 57.
Okay.
Write it down.
I have.
Are you sure? I'm going to be checking afterwards.
Send you photographic evidence and everything.
Yeah, it's cracking. Because there's one bit where he says, because it's got there's one bit where Wesley says to like the main hijacker, and he's like, "Do you play roulette?" And I'm thinking this is a bit random, and the hijacker goes, "Why?" He said, "Well, always bet on black."
Okay, that's pretty boss.
Yeah. So yeah, and literally the end of this, when we watched the last episode last night. The Suffolk Kappa's right at the end, and I turned to Sue and I went, "You see, always bet on black." I might just start dropping that randomly. People,
you should.
Yeah, anyone listening to this, don't come up to me in the street and say that because you might be likely to get punched because I won't know what the score is. just putting it out there. Yeah, no, it's a cracking good thriller. It almost feels a little bit like Luther on the Plane. Because he still makes me think of Luther, and some of his skills in it are very similar to Luther in the fact that he can kind of read people and kind of talk people into doing what he wants them to do and stuff. But no, it's brilliant. And the plot is actually pretty good as well.
Is it self-contained, or is there going to be like a second series? Ah, okay.
Yes. I mean, you could... I mean, I'm saying that the story is self-contained, but you could easily do another one if you wanted to with Edris. Drop them in a different situation. I hope they don't, because I think it worked really well as a standalone story.
Fair play. Yeah, I keep seeing that pop up every time I go and put an episode of The After Party on, and I'm like, oh, I should check that out, and then I never do because I'm stupid.
Yeah. I think as well, like, it's the sort of show I kind of... And this is probably part of the downside of streaming services, because there's so many different channels.
Yeah.
That everyone's sort of scattered to the four winds in terms of what they watch. This would have been brilliant if this had been on, say, BBC One and shown over 7 nights.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It would have been that sort of a show. I think you would have gone into work. Oh, did you see Hijack last night? It's that kind. And every kind of episode ended on a sort of a really good cliffhanger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Nice. I'll definitely get to it, I think, because I actually was realising the other day that at the end of every year I do like a review podcast of my top 5 different TV shows and movies and stuff of the year. And I realised that I haven't watched 5 new TV shows this year yet. So I can't even have a default, these are the only ones I've seen, top 5.
Oh, okay.
So I should watch some more things, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
And so this will definitely go... This will bump up the list. There was a show I wanted to watch that was on Amazon, but I've forgotten what it's called, and it's disappeared from the homepage, so I've given up on it.
Do you know what it was about?
So I think it was about women having some sort of superpowers, and I think Toni Collette might have been in it, but maybe not.
No, you're right. I think I think it is literally called The Power.
Ah, okay. I'm going to write that down too before I forget it again, because I do really want to watch that.
Yeah, because I actually wanted to watch it, and same as you, it went off, and I completely forgot. No, it is called The Power.
Oh, you are such a brilliant bastard, B. I love you.
Thank you. I try. Do you want to unite? Wait.
Do you want to hear about my pick of the fortnight?
Yeah, why not?
It's cheating slightly because I saw it outside of this fortnight, but I haven't seen anything better than it since that I haven't already talked about, i.e. Mutant Mayhem, which I've talked about at great length. Huh?
I said every chance you've got.
Oh, mate, honestly, and I might go and see it again this weekend because I'm going to record a full-blown spoiler podcast about it next week, so I'm going to have to do my homework, aren't I? My pick of the fortnight, this episode, is the Barbie movie. And I'm almost certain there's a lot of people out there who would say, Stace, that doesn't seem correct because you don't seem like somebody who'd watch a Barbie movie. But I tell you, I did it, and it's a 5-star movie, baby.
Oh.
I loved it. Rich and I took the Friday off work to do the Barbenheimer. And I'll be honest, I actually thought I'd prefer Barbie anyway because I was worried that Oppenheimer was going to be 3 hours of just men talking. And to be fair, it is 3 hours of men talking, but it's fucking mesmerising. I don't know how Christopher Nolan made it as interesting as he did. That was also a 5-star movie. But right. Barbie did just pip it at the post for me because of the 2 movies, the one I didn't expect to cry at but almost did was Barbie.
Okay.
So, like, not going too spoiler heavy into it because it's fairly new and I don't want to be an arsehole about it. The Barbie movie is basically about Barbie and Ken discovering the real world and the patriarchy, I suppose. Because obviously in Barbieland, Barbie is the teacher, she's the president, she's the doctor, she's the vet, she's the everything. And Ken's just like, it's just Ken, innit? Yeah, just there, just beautiful, and that's Ken for you. And so they journey to the real world, and they sort of discover that actually that's not really how the actual world works, and shenanigans ensue. And I wasn't, even though it was by Greta Gerwig, so I knew it was going to be feminist, and I knew it wasn't going to be a kids' film. I wasn't quite anticipating it being quite so feminist and quite so relatable to the experiences of women in the now. And so But what they managed to do was, because obviously that sounds like it's quite a heavy film, because that's, you know, the experiences of women in the now aren't particularly great. And bits of it are heavy, but what they managed to do is also make it like bright and beautiful and colourful and gorgeous and very, very funny, like ludicrously funny. So and hopeful as well. And that's what I really enjoyed about it. So it was like, yes, it is difficult being a woman. And it's also difficult, like the patriarchy also treats men like shit and doesn't allow men to have feelings and do, you know, things that they should be allowed to do. But it's not all doom and gloom. Like, here's some lovely stuff. And so I thought it was genuinely, like, yeah, just truly wonderful. A lot of people have said that they think it's anti-men. I don't think it is. I think it's anti-patriarchy, which is very much a different thing. And I've also seen people say that it's not intersectional enough. And whilst I agree to an extent, and bear in mind I'm saying this as an able-bodied cis white lady, so, you know, pinch of salt here, folks. I think I was talking to a friend about this the other day, and I think that, like, yes, I do agree it's not intersectional. Intersexual? What? Intersectional. Jesus Christ, Stace, have a nap. Intersectional enough. On the other hand, I don't think it should have been expected to be, and it's because we don't have a lot of movies made by women for women, specifically feminist or not, made by women of colour, made by, you know, disabled women, made by, you know, LGBTQ women, non-binary people. Like, I think the bigger problem isn't that this film isn't intersectional enough. The problem is that there aren't enough of these films out there that this one was expected to be, because it's supposed to somehow cover everything.
The weight of everything, yeah.
Yeah. And it's I don't necessarily think it could have done that without being crushed under that weight. So whilst it is a very white feminist view of stuff, I still think it does a good job of doing what it was supposed to do. And I did really love, there was like so much diversity to the movie as well. Like, there was a plus size Barbie, there were loads of different ethnicities of Barbies, there was a trans Barbie. Like, it was just like, yeah, it was so nice to see so many women on screen, like, just being themselves and wonderful. And it's sad that it's 2023 and I'm getting excited by a movie that's got some women in it, but fucking hell. Here I am again tooting the vagina horn. Don't take that out of context. Wow. I'm going to shut up now and just say that if you haven't seen Barbie already, you really should, because it's truly wonderful and I loved it.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it. I do plan to watch it, but again, it will be that, much like Oppenheimer, it will be a streaming watch as well. And again, you know, both of those films, people have just hyped to high heaven to me. Yeah. And the minute that happens, nowadays for me, when that happens, it is an instant, okay. Unless I'm already planning to go and see it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I need to wait for everything to die down and just watch it one sort of cold, rainy afternoon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your mileage may vary with it anyway, you know, not being a white woman. So, but yeah, I mean, I, like, personally, it really resonated with me, and I would love to see, like, more things just in this general, although I say that, when they announced all the, and I kind of thought these were jokes, but when they started announcing all the other toy-based movies that are coming now hot on the heels of Barbie, and they all sound fucking dreadful, and I don't know what to do with myself. Maybe I just want more female-led stuff, please, and non-binary-led stuff.
What other toy films are coming?
Oh, God, mate, hold on, right. Put in Spanish Flea or something while I just Google it real quick. I'm almost certain Rock'em Sock'em Robots was one, and I was livid because I was like, have you not seen Real Steel? That film already exists and it's already good.
Yeah.
Right, hold on. Mattel movies. Mattel Movie Universe. Right.
Oh,
now,
is that what it's actually called, the Mattel Movie Universe?
This was reported in The Independent, so I like to think it's not somebody, but I am also so gullible, so this could be 1,000% bullshit. But they have apparently announced Polly Pocket movie, an Uno movie, a Barney movie. So, I'm sorry, it says courtesy of Daniel Kaluuya. What in the actual fuck? Yeah, Barney the Big Dinosaur. A Magic 8 Ball. Fuck off, a Magic 8 Ball movie. Get out of fucking town. Talking about a He-Man movie, a Masters of the Universe movie with Netflix. Now that keep a little eyeball on that one, baby. A Hot Wheels movie.
They were doing that, but I think it'd fallen through. That's what I'd heard anyway.
Excuse me. Vin Diesel is reportedly starring in and producing a live-action film based on Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
All about family.
I've lost my mind. There's more, but there are a lot of toys that are American that I've never.
Yeah. What I want to know is if they're going to do an Action Man movie. You know.
Boglins. Fucking boglins, man. My sister used to call me a boglin when I was a kid, and it really upset me because boglins are really ugly. And I mean, that's 100% why she called me one. But anyway, sisters, who'd have them? Yeah, shall I do a trumpet and we can move on?
Let's move on.
Jazz. It's time for some musical musings. I'm going to throw it at you again, B, because I was just talking a lot and I really need a drink.
Okay. Also, this is possibly the most randomest episode we've ever done.
You think? I think we've been weirder. Probably. Right,
musical musings. My musical musing I've picked from a film which no one really talked about. Kind of just came out a bit like a damp squid. No one really talked about it. And you remember the Kingsman films?
Oh, yeah.
So you had the Kingsman, then you had Kingsman Golden Circle? Something like that, I can't remember now. But there was a third one called The King's Man.
Right.
With Ralph Fiennes.
Okay.
Which kept getting delayed. I think it was due to come out originally before like COVID struck, and then it just kept getting delayed. And I remember seeing the trailer for it and really loving the look of it because it looked like a bit of a set like in the First World War. It had a kind of pulp adventure vibe to it. So I'm all people with sword canes and shit like that. It's easy meat for me. Anyway, they dropped this on Disney. I don't know how long ago it was now. It's months ago now. Mm. And I don't think anyone knew.
I didn't know.
I haven't heard a single person talk about it other than me, and I haven't really talked about it. I'm almost thinking, like, did I even watch it? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I did.
Was it a fever dream?
Yeah. But I did watch it, and do you know what? I've really, really, really enjoyed it. Like, possibly, I really like the first Kingsman film, but it's definitely, I much prefer it to the second one.
Okay.
And just because it just scratched that adventure itch for me really, really well. But the music was fabulous. And the track that I've picked, he says, scooching over to his notes, scooch. It's called Lionheart. And the album, can't believe I didn't make a note of the person who actually did the album. Matthew Margeson and Dominic Lewis. And it's a great piece of heroic music to underscore a extremely heroic moment in the film, which had echoes of the No Man's Land scene from Wonder Woman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of similar sort of vibe they were going with. I half expected to see Wonder Woman running past the aforementioned stuff that's going on. It is. It's a cracking movie. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, the music is really, really good and really worth a listen. To be honest, all of the Kingsman soundtracks have been pretty decent. To be fair, I think the first I think the first film was done by Henry Jackman, and it's always good times with old Henry Jackman.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
sweet.
Over to you.
Over to me. Well, my piece of music is also from a film that I don't think anybody even noticed when it came out. It's a little film called Oppenheimer. Oh, I'm just being a dickhead. Don't worry, lads. Hey, so Oppenheimer has one of the best scores I think of this year so far.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one of those, like I was saying earlier, it is fully 3 hours of men talking. Occasionally women.
Oppenheimer, aka men talking.
Yeah. Occasionally a woman talks, but like I would say a good 90% of this is men talking, walking and talking, sitting and talking, standing and talking, just talking. There's not an awful lot of things happening. But somehow, and I usually am the kind of person who's like, when's a thing going to happen? Like when I'm in a film, I get very impatient for things. So I was fully convinced that this film was going to bore me to tears, and so I went in with very low expectations. I thought it'd look pretty because Christopher Nolan's movies always look pretty, even when they're crap.
Yeah.
But I thought I'm going to be bored to tears after a bit, and then within about 3.5 minutes, I was like, this score is genuinely fucking floating this movie. The movie does look brilliant and the performances are great and the writing's great and the cinematography's great, but that score is just like the fucking kirsch-soaked cherry on the top of a delicious cake. It is so good. And the whole way through, I thought it was Hans Zimmer, but it's Ludwig Göransson.
Oh, he did...
he's done loads of stuff. He did Black Mandalorian, yeah, loads. He's done loads of amazing stuff. But the whole way through, you know how this is going to sound really bad, but you know how you can usually recognise a Hans Zimmer score because it has fucking gravitas.
Yeah.
This score, oh baby, it's dripping with gravitas. It is so elegant and grand and beautiful and ethereal. Some of the tracks are a little bit kind of anxiety inducing because of what's happening in the film at the time, but it's just there's so many layers to all the songs. So the one that I picked, I could have honestly, I sat here debating, and eventually I just gave 10 songs just a random number and then put them in a random number generator on Google, which helped me pick the track Can You Hear the Music, which is quite a short piece towards the start of the film, but it just is so unbelievably gorgeous that it's almost distracting. But it just toes that line of complimenting the movie / overtaking the movie, and I just think it's wonderful. The whole score is stunning, and I could easily recommend every single track, but I had to pick one, so it's Can You Hear the Music?
Nice. I plan. Well, obviously I've got to listen to it with the editing, but I'm definitely going to put that soundtrack in my ears before. Because it'll be a while. It'll probably be a little while before I see the film. But I'll be putting the soundtrack in my ears before that.
Oh yeah, definitely do. I mean, I can't remember off the top of my head if any of the titles are sort of spoilers. But given the fact that it's a true story about a dude, how much can we really spoil?
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I'm fairly confident I know how the film ends.
Maybe you don't.
Okay.
I'm not saying any more words though, because I'm not going to be a spoilery ass.
Unless Leonardo DiCaprio is gonna turn up at the end to go, it's all an Inception.
He spins a little fucking spinny top, and then
that would be awesome if that's how it ended.
I feel like a lot of people would have a problem with that if that's how the film ended.
Because he was in Inception, wasn't he?
Yes.
The guy who plays Oppenheimer. So what if that was the idea that Leonardo DiCaprio put in his head, that you should go out and build a nuclear bomb back in time?
I mean, that'd be pretty grim, wouldn't it?
Yeah, my head hurts now.
In it though, I love Inception.
It's a cracking film. But
anyway, so go and listen to the Oppenheimer soundtrack if you want to just be doused in audio syrup. Is that flattering?
Conjures up. It's a real, yeah. How about we end it there?
I'm going to tweet Ludwig Göransson and be like, hey, is it flattering if I say that your music is like audio syrup being drizzled all over me? See what he says.
You probably won't say anything. You'll just get a restraining order dropping through the letterbox.
Definitely get a little block. Just a lovely little block for my time. On that note, that was an episode of Stace and Barry in the morning, coming at you with all of the stuff. Hey, if you want to get in touch with us, you can do us an X. It's still twitter.com in my browser, so I'm still calling it Twitter. And Elon Musk can pry the word tweet out of my cold dead hands because it's a tweet in it. Tweet us at Stacey's Parlour or at Geek Syndicate. Find us on Instagram at Stacey's Parlour and at Geek Syndicate. I'm also on Blue Sky now at Stacey's Parlour, but I keep forgetting to look there because it seems like I've got too many socials now and I don't know what to do with them. Or you can send an email to staceandbarry@gmail.com. And that's it, the end. We love you. Bye.
Bye,
Barry, I have got to get better at ending things.
Are you breaking up with me? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't want to end things with you. I want to end things with this episode, but it won't go away. It won't stop.
Go. The episode that won't end.
Oh, we're not doing a 24-hour one again, mate. Fuck me.
No, them days are well and truly gone.
It's next year is the 10-year anniversary of the first 24-hour parlour that I did, and I was like, I should do a fundraiser for that, and then I was like, no, you shouldn't. Fuck off. No. Calm down. Have a nap.
Yeah. If you do one, it should just be a 24-minute podcast.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll edit down all the other 24-hour ones into 24 minutes of actual good content. Meow. Meow. Anyway, yes, the end. We love you, everybody. Ta-ra a bit.
Bye, all.